morning. Today is March 21st. We're on the 21st day of our March Mindful Challenge. Today, hopefully you have some kind of shelled nut. If you don't, really, you can use this practice with any type of food, but I chose shelled nuts for a reason because obviously the shell is like a defense mechanism. So before eating the nut, we're going to do some mindful practices with it. Just if you have a walnut, you're going to need something to crack that walnut with, but a peanut or a pistachio or something like that, which I have pistachio today. They can be cracked and opened with just your fingers. So placing that nut in your hands, just really maybe gently closing your eyes or lowering your gaze without looking at it. Notice the texture of the shell. Notice how hard it is. Notice maybe some lines or some grooves or some bumps. Notice the shape. And then, after really feeling around that shell, open that nut. Imagine what it's like to be that nut when your protective covering just got tore off. Okay, so putting the shell to the side, we're going to inhale and smell that nut. Maybe try it a couple of times. Does it smell like anything else? Does it smell like a kind of tree or plant or your garden? Does the smell remind you of anything other than that particular nut? Okay, after smelling it a few times, think about any memories that you might have eating this nut, this type of nut. So, for me, what's coming to mind is pistachios at Christmas time, because we have them sitting out, like in a little bowl to grab. We also chop them up and put them on top of cannolis, which are homemade every year by my mother at Christmas time. So it's like a once of a year thing. So when I eat a pistachio, I think of family and Christmas. So maybe there's something true like that for you. Just taking a minute to connect with maybe some kind of memory or sensation you have when you eat the nut. Okay, then you're going to just put it in your mouth, but don't chew it yet. So just holding it in your tongue, and really noticing what it tastes like. My nut is pretty plain, not salty. Gently bite down and slowly chew. Chew longer than you normally would. Try to savor the flavor. Try to now be mindful of your teeth, your jaws, your tongue. Everything it takes, what they're noticing, the sensations they feel, the pressure you need, all those things go into mindfully eating. And then you're going to finally swallow. And notice how that feels and tastes going down. Maybe you need to swallow a couple times. Maybe you need to sip your coffee, orange juice, tea, whatever you have to make it go down a little smoother. And you're going to continue. If you have a few nuts, you're just going to kind of continue. And going through that process. And then the last step would be thinking about, as we've done in the past, all the things that brought this little nut to you. So on the farm, the farmers and the workers that took care of the plants and trees that brought you this nut, then harvesting it, sending it to the factories to be packaged, what it had to go through to be packaged, maybe on a surveyor belt, maybe a cleaning process. Then traveling again to the stores, then being placed on the shelves, bought by you, brought home by you, stored by you, to be waiting to be eaten by you. So be thankful, because this little nut traveled a really long way just to be there for you. So mindful eating is something pretty simple. We've actually dragged out eating a nut over 5 minutes. If we could be a little bit more mindful every time we eat food, be a little bit more appreciative, we'd consume less, and we would help conserve the resources of this earth. And we'd be more grateful for all the things that transpired to get the food to us. So next week we'll do one more mindful eating, and I believe that's going to be a tangerine. So if you have tangerines or oranges, we'll use those. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.